South Africa. A man in South Africa is trying to split the country in two countries. Yes, South Africa soon is probably going to be two different countries. And guess what? It is working. He's going to meet Donald Trump very soon to have a discussion about how they're going to be free. What's the accusation? You better find out about this. This is very dangerous. Fella, something crazy is happening in South Africa right now. Crazy stuff. It's called the Cape Independence. Cape Independence leader, there've been an accusation on the Cape Independence leader, this man right here, Phill Graig, of trying to sell the Western Cape to America. This is the Western Cape. See, South Africa, this is the Western Cape. It's a province in South Africa. It's considered the richest province in South Africa in terms of GDP. We're talking GDP, wealth per person, okay? We're talking about per capita, how one person is rich in a place. That's how wealthy. So the majority of people in Western Cape have more money than the majority of people in other places in South Africa. Now, what's happening? What's happening is this man, Phill Graig, who was born in Britain, then moved to South Africa in 2004. Okay, then they founded Cape Independence Group. Now, this group of people wants to free this part of South Africa into making it a different country. Well, Western Cape has a lot of white people that live there. Okay, there's black people too. Now, he feels that the majority of people in Western Cape, the way they vote is different from the rest of South Africa. Now, South Africa is predominantly black. Western Cape has a lot of white people who perhaps have a way of seeing things, if you can put it that way, as per Mr. Graig. Because he says Western Cape vote different than other people. So maybe because we vote different than other people, so it means we think differently than other people. So therefore, now it's maybe time for us to have a country of our own in South Africa.
Yeah, in the Western Cape, we're quite clear. You know, we agree with most of the values of the US. They would be our natural ally. We certainly wouldn't be antagonistic. We'd see them as a key trading partner. We'd see them as a global ally. We'd be keen to have investment from them, and we'd have a solid relationship. Instead, you know, we're sitting here watching, this disaster unfold, despite the fact that we are vehemently opposed to the South African government. And I was at a conference last week, and I spoke to Joshua Maservi from the Hudson Institute from Washington, who I've spoken to before, when I was out in Washington.
My brother, in South Africa, there is a man from Britain that's lived in South Africa since 2004. Okay? He's British. The man has started a group of people that's standing strong right now, and the idea is to recruit so many followers. The idea is to cut South Africa into two, because they don't like the way things are being run by black people in the ANC. Well, the ANC is a predominantly black political party. That's the political party of Nelson Mandela. These are the people that fought for the freedom of the people of South Africa against the apartheid regime. That's the ANC. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect, because people have complained many times saying, well, you promised us job, you promised us opportunities, lands and stuff, but we're not getting that. Service delivery is not the greatest. There's no electricity. Sometimes we sleep in difficult situations. There's load shedding. Sometimes there's power. In South Africa, you get that. So we're not happy with you. No jobs. You seem to get richer and richer, and your family members. So maybe you're not doing the things accordingly. So people are tired. You know, Nelson Mandela won the election. They kept winning the election. They kept winning with Thabo Mbeki, with Jacob Zuma, with Cyril Ramaphosa. The ANC kept winning. But this time around, they've lost so much popularity because a lot of people are not happy. And also, the ANC has divided itself in many small portions. Unfortunately, that's what happens with black people at some point. We don't know how to come together. At some point, you separate because the mentality changed. Some people feel, you guys are eating, we're not eating. So it has gone from being the majority political party to having small portions coming out of the EFF, the MK, and many other political parties. Therefore, they don't have so much power as they had in the past. And now, some people are accusing this man, Phill Graig, of using an opportunity where he knows the United States of America and South Africa are not in good terms. You know, Donald Trump accused South Africa of genocide against white people. He's using this opportunity to go to the US and have a discussion on how to perhaps have Cape Town or Western Cape separated.
Intending to go to the United States and that we're going to lobby there for Cape independence. We've taken legal advice. We've always been an organisation that stayed within the bounds of the Constitution and is pushing for Cape independence democratically, peacefully, and legally. So we're about to go to the US, and the advice we received, and I thought it was sensible advice, is look, let's not do anything underhand. We'll put our cards on the table. We'll be very transparent in what we're doing, and we've written to those, the president, the premier, and the minister of DIRCO, and we've said, look, we believe we have the right to do this. We intend to do this, but in the spirit of fair play, we're going to give you that full notice, and we're inviting you to make any representations if you believe that we're not entitled to do this.
Well, Cape Town, it's a beautiful place, lovely people. One of the highest, look at this. That is beautiful. That's Cape Town for you. Now you want this separated from South Africa, create a brand new country. Now the problem is many people are asking questions. Phill Graig is a British immigrant who moved to South Africa in 2004. He's a permanent resident. He's not even a South African national. I mean, many people say that he was South African and stuff, but apparently he's not South African yet. He's a permanent resident. He's a prominent figure of Cape independence movement, advocating for secession of Western Cape and potentially part of the Northern and Eastern Cape. So he wants the Western Cape to be part of another country and potentially a part of this part, Northern Cape and Eastern Cape. So some of these lands to go and to form a new country where black people would not be the majority. You want a country where black people will not be the majority in Africa. Graig is described as a serial entrepreneur and leads a Cape independence advocacy group, a non-profit organization pushing for a referendum to establish an independent Cape state. Now, the issue is this. South Africa as a country has policies. The United States of America has allowed South African groups that are anti-ANC. ANC is the political party in power, to go meet Donald Trump. These groups are usually white people group. I'm just being honest. I'm black. Okay, they're white people. They're Indians. They're Chinese. We're just being clear here. So some people have gone to see Trump already. These are not necessarily the government of South Africa. These are individuals from groups, especially white people group, who do not want things run the way they are run in South Africa. Sometimes they want freedom. They are going to see Trump. The door is open. Now, people are complaining because you're creating a parallel way of operating between South Africa and the United States of America. Well, apparently they're allowed to do so. Now, we have a situation here where a person that came from a foreign land comes to South Africa and now wants to break South Africa. Now, he is applying for citizenship. There's a man named Mwekassa, this man right here. He doesn't necessarily like foreign immigrants who are illegal. Some people say it's a lie, he just doesn't like foreigners. Some people say, well, he just doesn't like illegal foreigners. You tell me whether you think it's the first or the second. But Mwekassa says the South African Home Affairs should refuse. Okay, they should refuse citizenship to this man. So Mwekassa wrote an open letter saying that Graig, a British citizen, permanent resident in South Africa, is the leader of Cape Independence Advocacy Group, which is pursuing a secession of Western Cape, South Africa. Mwekassa argues that Graig does not qualify for citizenship under the South African law. Why? Because the applicant normally must be of a good character and must intend to reside in the Republic of South Africa, which is a united and indivisible. Mwekassa says, why should they give him citizenship? Because his idea is to come into the country and divide the country. So that's a big question. I mean, South Africa has a movement called Dudula. Okay, you heard of Dudula? Dudula don't like foreigners. Actually, they don't like foreigners because initially, maybe not all. Initially, I thought it was about they don't like illegal foreigners. But then you hear some people in videos saying, "No, we don't want no foreigners, legal or illegal." Then you're very confused.
So we know that our own are not getting jobs because the posts have been occupied by those foreigners.
Don't they like illegal foreigners or they don't like just foreigners? No, it feels like foreigners are all blacks. That's my issue. Like, it looks like all the foreigners are black. Like, when you talk about foreigners, we're kicking out the foreigners. They're all black. It's all the poor Zimbabweans and the Malawians and these pregnant women that are trying to access medical treatment. Pregnant women trying to access medical treatment, being told, no, you must go back to your country. Go give birth to your country. When the baby entered in your country, didn't enter here. Therefore, we can't let him get out here. He must get out where he entered. That was in your country. Well, it looks like they're all black.
Let me say this. Now, today, when you get home, start making arrangements for where are you going to get that baby from? Where are you going to deliver that baby? Because here you are not coming. Pretoria West, you are not coming.
In our government,
We don't want you anymore. Start making arrangements where you are going to deliver that child, because here we don't want you. Yeah, you can go into Ramaphosa's house. He will help you deliver the child.
no, leader, even Julius Malema.
Yeah, yeah, even Julius Malema. Wrong person. Are you not pregnant? Are you not using our facilities free? Are you not using our facilities?
How much did you
What is wrong here? Because you are using our facilities. You are using our. You came with a bag to give birth. You are using our facilities. So we are not talking to a wrong person. We are talking to the right person.
Is somebody going to say something about this? Is this not something that should raise the right alarms? Because, I mean, we all travel to South Africa. I mean, South Africa is a lovely place, okay? We don't want not to have, I mean, we don't want to have to apply for a visa to Cape Town once you, isn't that something that, foreigners are just, I mean, together, the white people, Graig and all of them, it's fine. They can have Cape independent. Nobody's bothering them. We don't see nobody walking to them. Stop. But we see people walking in the street. No more foreigners. If you're not South African, you must get out of the hospital. Get out now. You don't pay tax. Even if you buy bread and there's VAT. VAT is the tax that you pay on bread and butter and fish and all the stuff that you just VAT on everything. You don't pay tax, but you want to access our policies. Are they going to do something about this? How do you feel about this, brother? You're from all over the world. This is a public platform. Not a public, it's my platform. Not talk. Anyway, I'm just kidding. How do you feel about this? While black people are hating each other, other people are loving one another. They're getting support. This is not new. Do you know Somalia? This is Somalia on a map. Somaliland, you see them? They used to be one country in a South African accent. They used to be one country. In 1960, when they got independence, before they became one country, there were two countries. I believe Somalia was colonized by the Italian, or run by the Italian, and Somaliland by the British. Now, when the British and the Italian left in the 1960s, they decided, let's be one country together. Somalia and Somaliland. They became one country until 1991. In 1991, then the mayhem started in Somalia with all the belief of that rubbish belief they have, the spiritual whatever system they believe in. Then the Somaliland said, we don't want none of that anymore. We don't want to be one country anymore. Well, Somaliland is not recognized by nobody in the world right now. They're not recognized. There's a country. They're not. But they've been inviting the United States of America to open a port, a military port, or a military station in Somaliland. And that will allow them to be legitimized as a country. Okay? So you bring in the US, once the US recognizes you, that's it. Easy. As easy as that. Now, Mr.'s going to meet Donald Trump to have a discussion. What's going to happen? Do you think white people deserve to have their own country of their own in South Africa? I'm just asking. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I mean, after all, are they not South African? I mean, can't you not choose to be your own people? I mean, doesn't the South African Constitution have an area where it says people have the right to choose what they want? Matter of fact, is this place here named Orania. See, Orania is a white place. There's no black people allowed there. No black people can go there. They will beat the living shit out of you. They feed you to the dogs. No, they won't do that. But yeah, they won't do that. No black people. All the security guard, domestic workers, these are the jobs black people do. Usually it's exclusively black people in South Africa. Security jobs, gardeners, all of them white people in Orania. Well, Orania is the safest place in South Africa. No crime, no armed robberies, no money laundering. Okay, do the South African do money laundering? Yeah, we don't know. None of that. They've secured, they use their own currency. This is in South Africa. Well, they are protected in the Constitution. Okay, well, no Dudula is allowed to go there. They will Dudula you there. If Dudula goes there, they will Dudula them. I'm telling you. We need to think. Do they deserve maybe to have their own land in South Africa or not? How do you feel about this? Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. South Africa, this man, Phill Graig, who is not a South African yet, he's a permanent resident. He's organized a group, looks like it is defined as an NGO that's recruited a lot of people that want freedom. So the guy is moving toward the direction to be officially South African citizen, and what is not smashing his word. He's clear. I'm going to meet Trump so we can have our own chunk of land. But those ones, no one is going to question them or ask him where is his country. That is not our question. Our question is, how can we think about this? God bless.